It's not like wartime. This is different, but there's nothing to compare it to. When they shot 28 days later, Danny Boyle had to get him to shut down Westminster Bridge for that opening sequence. Remember that? Shot it at like 4 o'clock in the morning or something. Now man, he's like that all the time. Well, town anyway. No one goes into town except scallies and obviously the people who live there. Feds are snatching all the roadman up. They stick out like a sore thumb, innit? Looking shifty on some street corner, like the Pied Piper or some shit. Addicts just frothing at them, making a dash in plain sight as though they were running through open fire, but they're just wanting to escape to the safety of self-medication, take the edge off. Some things don't change. One followed me when I was out walking. The streets are dead like, sun's blazing, the light kind of bounces off all the buildings and refracts off windows, just highlights the emptiness. Eerie, kind of ethereal, like the world's ended. My shadow seems bigger, more noticeable. Piccadilly Gardens just dead, the calm during the storm. No car sounds or tram horns, no planes overhead, no shouting or people wanking on interphones or them twats that walk dead slow in big groups hogging the whole pavement. You know, when you walk along the tram tracks to overtake. No spice heads, no kids fucking about in the fountains, no men selling umbrellas, none of them guys pushing copies of the Metro. No evangelists preaching about how God loves us and shit. How can God love us? No fights even. Not even that dude who plays music really loud outside Morrison's, just nothing. Just nothingness. Except the structure of money. In that moment anyway. Is money even money without the people? It's like the fucking apocalypse. Like the shape of it's there, sketched out, but it's not coloured in anymore. I walk up into the northern quarter and I can hear some woman chatting shit on her phone through an open window. Can't place where the noise is coming from, so I stand in the middle of the road, lights red, no traffic anyway, just looking up at the windows like a madman. For a second I wonder if it's just in my head then some lycra bellend on a bike shoots past and I kinda come to and have to jump out of the way. We make eye contact and it's dead weird, locking eyes with a stranger in the middle of that emptiness. Anyway, then I get a bit rattled because this guy appears behind me kind of chewing his own face off and stumbling and slurring what I think is a Happy Mondays song, clinging to a multi-pack of Monster Munch like it's gold dust, as if he's legit a zombie. It's like I'm the protagonist in a zombie nightmare. I'd probably give him a cig and make small talk in real life, but nah, I'm rattled, so I walk quicker, trek across onto Dale Street and he follows, then a sharp left and he's still fucking following. My fists clench in anticipation. Slow down a bit as I trek past the soup kitchen. Shut down, like everywhere. Snapshots of blurred memories of nights with mates chatting shit and dancing flashed through my mind. Only worry was who was having an after party or if I'd even make it to work the next day. Man's still behind me. Kind of oblivious and half dribbling and still spaffing out 24-hour party people, plastic face can't smile the way out, fucking taunting me. So I keep trekking straight across Stevenson Square. I think maybe it feels a bit like a western, maybe man's just a figment of me imagination, like he's part of me, the dark part of me, and I have to have a shootout with him in Stevenson Square. Everyone's just hiding until the shootout's done. Shake me head. Daft prick. When was the last time I had physical contact with another human being? Look behind me and I see him disappear into the building site next to the coffee pot. Poor bastard just wanted somewhere safe to eat his Monster Munch. He's probably in one of these hotels the council are housing rough sleepers in. Read somewhere they think there's like hundreds of newly homeless people in Manchester because of all this, because they couldn't pay the rent, lost all their work. Something like over 1,000 people housed in makeshift hostels. I worry about when my universal credit will come through in that moment. They said not till May. I'm late on rent. Fucking 80 quid a week ain't gonna scrape the sides. I've got the worst panic attack I've had in time a few days ago. Feels like I need to stifle one now. Me mate said she saw an ambulance with blacked out windows drive down a ginnel round the back of one of them hotels, different to the ones that pick up out the front when someone's being taken to hospital. That's when you know someone died, you get me? When they have to go down the side alley. Don't want people seeing a body taken away. At least they've been given a roof over their heads, like. That's something. But fuck. Today I decide to cycle to Hardwick, see me mum, take 'em the shopping. She's isolating with our kid, I'm worried about 'em both. Just as I'm putting my trainers on, there's a knock at the door. What the fuck? I've not even bought anything off Amazon. Except a chicken and an egg. Let you know which comes first. Jokes. Dad jokes. You know it's bad when you laugh at dad jokes. I read that on Facebook. It's me mate at the door, just pissing standing there with a PS4 game, and my knee-jerk reaction is I just want to hug him. So I come at him, arms outstretched, and then we both realised we can't do that. It's been 3 weeks and 5 days, by the way, since I touched another human. I worked it out. The queue in Asda is nuts. Makes me think about what it must have been like to queue for rations in wartime. Everyone's kind of twitchy. Some people are wearing masks like the ones you wear for renovating houses. There's frail old people that maybe won't have internet or can't get an online shop. They're all trying to hide it, the twitchiness, all 2 meters away, but still. Fuck. Can you get it from a supermarket? Feels like hours later when I finally get to the checkout. The girls supervising the self-service bit are giggling, practicing some new dance move. Makes me smile. There's an older woman, think maybe she's the supervisor, who ain't impressed. She's probably just tired, like. Didn't think a few weeks ago her job would be so... Can't even find the words. I ride down my mum's house. Sun's still blazing, like. Why is it always sunny when bad shit happens? On the way I see a kid I recognise queuing at the pharmacy. She looks after her dad like. He's disabled. She's only 14. Shit. I wish I could help. I don't know what I can do, so I just stop at a safe distance, obviously, and ask if she needs anything. She shakes her head and says they're okay, but her eyes tell a different story. She's being brave, like fighting tears. She can only get half his prescription today. Has to go back in a few days to get the rest. I can hear it kicking off in the pharmacy. Man needing his script is raging. The poor staff are masked up, but it's not the same masks I've seen on the TV that the hospital staff have. These look cheap. Get to me mum's and wipe down all the shopping with anti-back wipes like a fucking mentalist. She's got asthma and COPD, so her and our kid haven't left the house for time. I leave the shopping on the doorstep, stop and talk to her on the phone through the window. That's become like a ritual now. Had to say happy birthday to our kid through that pissing window last week. My mum asked if I'd seen the bears she put out. She put them in the front window so the kids could do a mini bear hunt when they walk with the parents round the ends. Can't go to parks, like. At least not play on the swings and shit. Loveliest thing is that she put her surgeon bear right in the middle. Mum says she's still not heard back about her benefits. They told her they were reducing her payments by 50 quid, but she doesn't know why, like. She'll be fucked. She tries to give me money for the shopping. I refuse, even though I know I'll be living off rice for time. Better for her and our kid to eat. That night, back in the flat, I stare out the window. It's a Thursday, so the clapping for NHS staff and carers thing's happening. There's a family with the front door open. Cute kid. Mum's a doctor on a COVID ward, the dad told me when we were putting the bins out last week. He was raging like, because the neighbours next door but one had friends over, and he was saying that whilst the shit's happening, his missus had to suit up and go and see dead bodies at the mortuary. The claps start, and there's even cheers and car horns kicking off. The kid looks up at his mum and says, "That's for you, mummy." I look at the dad's face and it's breaking. He's breaking. Kid's about 6 years old. Once that finishes, I stay at the window, beer in hand. It's a clear night and the sky looks magic. The moon's real clear. big in the sky, like there's someone I'm missing. I mean, there's a lot of people I'm missing, but there's someone, you get me? I'm going a bit stale staring at four walls all the time. So I stare at the moon. I wonder how many people are staring at it, united in their apartness. It's full. I feel like howling at it. I've lost track of the days now. Kinda keeping count like man's inside. Every day feels like fucking Sunday. I'm on one of my walks in Ancoats. First grey day we've had for time. Feels more like money. Like the threat of rain is taunting me with a half promise of normality. Town's still dead, like, except for Scallies and the occasional key worker. I passed Beehive Mill, you know where Sankey's was in day. Ancoats was a wasteland then, you get me? There was just Sankey's and nothing really mattered and everything was loved up. Everyone was loved up. Now man's built fucking flats for top-knot wankers here. Now it's a wasteland in a different way. Now I feel like a waste man. I walk next to the canal for a bit, kinda lost in myself. Look up at that massive bit of street art of them two dudes kissing as I get to Great Ancoats Street. Always loved that. A bus goes past as I go to cross the road and I look at the driver. Looks dead mardy like. Can't blame him. I end up walking dead far. Just in another world, you know? Only the occasional car passes, usually it's rammed with traffic. Kinda come round and realise where I am, start making my way back towards town. As I near Fairfield Street, I see a figure just standing there like, it's a lad. An Audi pulls up. I'm closer now. I cross the road, can't help but look. Lad takes a shaky breath before opening the passenger door. Can't be older than 21. Didn't realise that shit was still happening even. Didn't think about it. I wind up at Piccadilly, past Mayfield Station. Been abandoned for time. Like it knew something we didn't. Everything is connected on the corner of it, like. You can see it from platform 14 at Piccadilly. Fucking irony, man. Cross onto the other side and trek down Altrincham Street. There's a girl sat under the bridge on the steps where that statue is of a man looking all anguished and raging, trying to break out of that terracotta shit like we're trying to do now. She's in a sleeping bag stroking a dog. I think it's a Jack Russell. Guess they don't let dogs in makeshift hostels. I walk up the steps into the Vimto Park and just stand and look at the fucking thing for a bit. Granby Row in the background. Think how it was sunny after the arena attack, like. Think about the spirit of Manny, my Manchester. There's ghosts everywhere, all superimposed on top of each other. United, apart, together. Our spirit is unbreakable. It's been exactly 5 weeks and 4 days since I touched another human. That night, I howl at the moon.